Hello, this is Simone. I am here with my Project Life Share for the April portion of the March-April Shots of Life kit for the scrap room. I was a guest designer for this kit in the month of March and April, and I really absolutely loved the challenge of working with the kit. In April, what was shipped to me and what I worked with were 4 pattern papers as well as 5 partial embellishments. I will include photos right here so that you can see what I had to work with. I cut apart everything that was a cut apart sheet. I really and absolutely loved the 2 papers from Pinkfresh Studio and the Vicki Boutin papers. What I noticed was that both of those had, the cards were not the norm cards. They were not 3x4 cards. Some of them I had to cut down even more. But let's start. So the first spread that I made was mostly based on the Pinkfresh Studio paper. It worked really well with that week because we had visitors from Germany and we went on several different trips, and so it was summer. We were having a great time, and so that was really great because that is a travel themed cut apart paper, probably collection. This is the sticker sheet that I had, and I used them just like this. In my last video, I told you that I love cutting down my photos and backing them with white cardstock. In this spread, I didn't do that. I don't think that you have to make a decision for the whole year to cut photos down or not. If the spread looks cohesive, it doesn't really matter to the eye, or when you look through your album, you will not notice that there is a difference in the way you process your photos. Yeah, so there were no 4x6 cards in those collections. There were cards in the, what was that paper? Photo play paper. However, they were they were printed. This is one that I cut down to 3x4 because I really liked that. They had very big sentiments on there. There was not a lot of room, and I really like those minimal cards that you can see right here. So what I decided to do is take a strip of the Vicki Boutin paper because the colors really went well with my blue skies and also with the red hues that you can find in the Pinkfresh Studio collection. So that is how I created my card. I used one of the label stickers from Pinkfresh Studio to create my title card, and I chose the yellow one because I have yellow colors popping out throughout the spread. What I really like doing is distributing colors that are taking colors from my pictures. So here that is obviously blue. I really liked the red in this photo here. There is red here, there's greens, but it went really well with these photos. So I used the red, and I also picked this yellow. That I definitely took from this card. I wanted to use this one, and so I decided to just add more yellow so it didn't look accidentally put there, but that it was intentional. Yeah, so if you have, that is what probably is the thing that I can share about this spread. If you have a color that is not in your photos, that is not yet in your spread, add more of it in more places so that it looks like you want it to be there. I used this cut apart, I think it was usually supposed to go this way, vertically to create a journaling spot and a journaling card. I used this stamp set from Feed Your Craft to stamp titles, as again there were or are no alpha stickers included in those kits. And that's that. The second spread, I had to redo this card 3 times, and I will tell you why in a second. I wanted to use the Vicki Boutin paper. The paper is very artsy, it looks very mixed media-ish, and completely different to this paper from Pinkfresh Studio, which is very clean and simple, very pulled back. And so I feel like I still made it work. I even used one of those stickers from Pinkfresh Studio to create this journaling card. And I feel like, since this looks like a stamp, and stamps often, a postage stamp, they often play a part in mixed media, I was able to pull this off. So what did I do? I didn't cut my paper. I tore it. I used letter stickers this time. These were from Studio Calico, repeatedly on my spread. This was actually part of a journaling card, but I really liked the sentiment. I wasn't able to place it anywhere but here, which I chose for this photo. And since it was black, it was great to have more black that was represented on the spread. This was a card that was actually like this. It said, "Say cheese." And then I had this right here, this camera. What I decided to do is cut it apart and make these 2 cards. So I embellished the photo with a speech bubble. And since it was black on this really dark background, I used a white pen to outline the speech bubble. And then I made another journaling card using white cardstock and put this camera down here. Yeah, and since there were these reds and purples and teals, this is represented here. The blues represented here. The pink is here. I think I was able to get it all on here and make it look cohesive, even though it is completely different than the other spread. Why did I have to redo this card 3 times? I think when you go on Instagram, I will share the 3 different versions of this card with you on there. This is the branding strip, actually. And so what I did was I just ripped this and put it on a white background. And then I started to add the date and the week stickers right here. And I realized that when this is at the bottom and the rest is white, it was way too far down on the spread. And so what I decided to do is add another strip of this dark pattern paper. This is actually the back side of this cut apart sheet. And what happened was that it was too high. Now the weight, since this dark black is so heavy, was shifted and it was too dominant. So what I did, I took it all apart again, cut this down even further, and then now it looks really great. And if you look at this closely, it almost looks like it's not 50%, but it's also not 3/4 of the way. It looks almost like this is the weight balance. Color balance is definitely 2/3 and 1/3 white. Yeah, and so after I was done with this title card, I decided to repeat this kind of construction on this journaling card and just used, this is actually from here. I just ripped it, cut it off, ripped part of this, and then tuck this piece of pattern paper underneath here so that you would get the same colors here. And then I added a puffy sticker, actually it's 2 hearts. And then I have these enamel dots as a 3-some right there. I have another heart right here. So you have those 3 triangle of 3 things here. And I actually have another heart right here. So wow, this is a heartful spread. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I really like what came in these tickets. I can totally see me using those for journaling in my journal. And what I did when I was done with this, yes, I still have a smash book, and my goal is to finish this one next. And I went to this page. I had this one already done, and it looked very top heavy. There was this empty space, and so this said loved beyond words. It was part of this cut apart sheet, but I didn't like the sentiment on this spread because it didn't belong there, and so I kept that strip and started creating around this. And so I just used those banners that came in the cut apart sheet and tucked them underneath. I used the stickers that I used for this spread to write "You are loved beyond words," and then there was this puffy sticker from that Vicki Boutin stickers that said "Remember this." And so I was able to salvage those leftovers that I wouldn't have tossed them, but I wouldn't really know what to use them for, and so I was able to use them right away. And then let me see, I think I added even more. Yes, the cut apart sheet had lots of those really big and bold things included that really don't work very well for my style of project life, but it absolutely works for art journaling. And so I had already, I think I tested those stamps that I purchased several years ago in here, and I just used them as a backdrop for adding even more color and cut those things out of the cut apart sheet. And I really love how this turned out. I can see myself stamping a quote here and then calling this page done. I'm all for using all the things. There's still a lot more, and I will definitely share when I use pieces of these embellishments and cut apart sheets elsewhere. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little project share. Thank you again. I hope to see you soon. Until then, bye.